Over this weekend, I got the chance to go to FoW Festival 2023, and it has been years since I've had the chance to take a look at the world of FoW. I want to talk about my experience with you guys. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. FoW actually has been, it's still alive. Contrary to what people think out here, I'm actually going to have a sit-down interview with the Rulers School, the Jeremy that had the chance to run the event. They had 70 people out here. Now, most people will think of FoW kind of being the Magic the Gathering knockoff. I mean, there are similar traits, yeah, but the last time I played FoW was actually back in 2016, 2017. Actually, I still have my original deck right here, and one of the things that always kind of hurt for FoW was the game always had like set rotation. Every like 4 sets, you know, things would just kind of fall off. And I mean, Cosplay Ruler was one of the most hilarious things, but you know, I was a scumbag. I played red aggro back in the day, but I wasn't doing anything last weekend, and I got a message, and he was like, "Yo, you should come drive the hour and a half to the event and, you know, see what's going on." I was like, okay. You know, I was like, I'll bring my FoW deck. It's like, they have a prize wall. You can do side events and things, and they have what was called a new limited format, this, which we'll do a little showcase on those decks here in a little bit so you can kind of see. I got the chance to play some side events on the journey down there, and got the chance to walk away with a Chinese alternate art version of one of the better cards that I was told for competitive play. It actually looks amazing. I won 2 of the little side events, so I got this and some of the stones for playing, and then went and visited the vendor. Walked away with the French version of, I had to get the little toast girl. Absolutely. This card plagues my nightmares. The little death scythe, and picked up one of the Japanese versions of this. Actually, I really enjoyed like the color scheme on this. Like, the card actually looks amazing for what it is. And then they also have these little extension rules. This is something that they had made for the event for the prize wall. I grabbed one of these just to kind of mess around and play test. So, what in the world does this all mean? You know, like, we have alternate arts, but the game is no longer on set rotation. It no longer exists, which I was like, it was one of the things that kind of drew my attention. I was like, so you've designed the game to now kind of exist on the realm of, hey, you know, you can now play with everything that we've had. Now, FoW, I mean, it's had many hiccups. If you were here in the very beginning, some of you might remember the regalias, with how crazy broken those were. And then the nail in the coffin was called Reflect and Refrain. One of the craziest cards that was ever designed in a card game history, that just said, hey, you wanna start abusing the game and start winning? Yeah, this guy right here. This is one of the most insane cards ever designed. Just every turn you want to go ahead and draw a card filter. Oh, hey, you want to bounce something back? The control aspect of the card and it being generic were some insane check marks. They were things that you shouldn't be able to do. Well, from what I was told and what I kind of saw, 6 years of power creep has come, because the last time I played, like I said, is 2017, and you think about that, you know, you've rolled up that much power creep into a game, you've changed that much. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit hesitant. The only reason why I've been like considering it was the nostalgia card game thing. You know, I kind of have this thing where I want to have as much card game knowledge as I can, just to understand how these different games and things work, you know, kind of get into the mindset of the marketing side of things and the chance to analyze these. So one thing that I was recommended was come out and try the multiplayer experience. And I was like, so this is essentially Magic the Gathering Commander. Now, I'm not a huge big fan of Magic Commander. Actually, my preferred format in Magic, unironically, is actually Modern, because I've enjoyed, you know, the little craziness of that. So I'll actually showcase this stuff here in a minute, so you can kind of see what the ABC decks were, and I'll explain a little bit of their Commander format. But the experience was great. Even though the community is a little bit smaller, they're still very consistent. They are pulling good numbers. And if you are looking for something just to, you know, hit some bigger events and have some fun, the game is still a lot of fun. And I think that's one of the biggest things. It's like when you're looking at these trading card games, they're always going to be about the experience that you can have with your friends and get the chance to kind of enjoy, the pleasuring experiences of the card games. So, and of course, I mean, it's always cool to kind of dive into a world of a game that you used to play and just be kind of curious as to whatever happened to that game. So like I said, we're going to have an interview soon enough. You'll get the chance to kind of see what's going on with this, and we're going to dive in and see what in the world are in these other decks. So this is what Force of Will has dubbed the multiplayer experience, aka, they needed a way to get some key reprints out into circulation and kind of get the chance to show off some of these different things here. And of course, from actually playing the side events, ta-da, these are the special little crystals that you get for winning these. So let's kind of showcase what is going on with these. So this is actually the one that I ended up using over the weekend. It's wow, fire green. Yeah, go Robbie. And of course, I mean, this is the main guy. Turns over into this. If you don't know, the thing that makes this game actually pretty unique is the fact that you can actually play rulers and actually call them out through these skills. And of course, I saw it had Reflect and Refrain, the card that gave me PTSD, but this card is so broken, so I was just happy to kind of have it. So we had those. The art is always fantastic on these. Oh, hey, look, you also have Priscia, of course. It's actually the art we have featured here. And then actually a lot of old school cards in this. Actually, one of the things I was told is if you are a fan of some of the old school stuff and playing from way back in the day, there are going to be a lot of cards in here you're actually going to recognize if you played back in the day. And then Split Heaven and Earth got a little thing. But yeah, this is essentially Commander. It plays pretty much the same as Force of Will, but I mean, you get 6,000 life instead of the 4,000 that it had. And some of these things get extremely cool. There's another old card that I used to see. Very familiar with some of the old red interactions and things back here. And then, of course, you might not know this. Oh, yeah, Zex. It's also a good one. But all the magic stones also, instead of being like magic, I mean, these all go in their own separate deck, which actually is kind of good. I think that's the thing that makes me happiest about this. Now, this should be this pile. I actually got the chance to play against this, and I believe this was the Life Recovery. Yes, this is the Life Recovery. I have some terrible memories with this version of the deck. Like the fact that, see, once again, you get more of these old cards back here, kind of showcase some of the continuality, and then a lot of new ones that you're going to have to kind of catch up on. Evidently, this was also a very expensive card that just got reprinted in these. It is kind of good to see that a company is taking advantage of a product like this to release cards and put them into circulation for people to get. And I've also been told that Force of Will at this point in time has also been addressing a lot more of the power creep issues too. Like if a card is too expensive, on the next set, they are fixing things with box toppers, card text erratas. And I think it's good that a company is answering these things super quickly. Like, that's actually really good. So these are the two that we've been messing around with. Now, there are three other decks that I'm not going to go into the world of too crazily right now because I don't want to organize all these, but I can tell you I recognize Blazer Gilda Reyes here as one of the old craziest cards that you could actually have. But all of these rulers, I don't actually recognize this. And then of course we have some other new friends over here as well. But if you want to play this format, it is super easy. From what I was getting out of this is, yeah, ABC format is the official name of it. But am I coming back to Force of Will? I'm kind of going to put this game where I have our dear friends over at the Pokemon Arena. It's going to be something that I'm going to pay attention to, casually play it with friends, and just kind of enjoy it. And I think that's probably the best approach to this right now is just casually being aware of games that you enjoy in terms of how they're doing is actually very nice. So, moral of the story, Force of Will still alive, game's doing fantastic. I had some of the nicest like metagame treatment discussions bringing me up to speed out of anybody that I could have ever helped to have had a sit down with conversation at the event, and it was just an overall awesome pleasure. So I think we'll talk a little bit more about Force of Will on this channel. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.